Now that has got a lovely head now, although it's kind of a concaved reverse dome that's kicking off there. I reckon I could give it a little bit more. Look at that, he's giving it a little bit more. He's got a dome. Well, hello there, Perfect Drafters. How are we doing? Are we good? Good, because my Perfect Drafters were back in Big Bold Reviews HQ. Happy days. Happiness, happiness, happiness. It's good, isn't it? It's good. Because the sun has been shining today, I thought, let's get this baby set back up in its rightful position in Big Bold Reviews HQ. And here we are. Here we are. Yeah. Because not only are we back in the bar, but also we've only got a new keg in there. It's a brand new release. Happy days again. Yes. Now this one, I'm cautious of. I am. I'm excited about it, but I'm also cautious of it. And the reason is because it's from Magic Rock. As I've said in many a video before, and if you have seen the Magic Rock previous keg that I reviewed before, I was well happy with that. Well happy. And I'm not talking the high wire. The high wire I liked. I was a little bit kind of, oh, that's a shame that's gone. But then Elvis Juice came out and it's kind of like, well, you know, that is a bit of a replacement for that. Fair dues. If you want your grapefruit fill, that's your replacement. Still quite different drinks though. But what hasn't been replaced for a while is the Magic Rock Dark Arts. Now then, yeah, that I loved. I thought, what a beauty. That is a hell of a keg. And then I went and got the Perfect Draft Pro and I was well excited because I thought I'm going to run through a Magic Rock Dark Arts through the Perfect Draft Pro. I can have the temperature that little bit more, which will bring out the flavours, the coffee notes, the licorice that's in that little beauty. I thought I'm going to be tasting it, yeah? Like one of those licorice pipes that you used to have as a kid that you could swear were massive. And then you look at them as an adult and they're about that big. Yeah, little sprinkles on top of the pipe. I really did think they were authentic. They weren't. But that wasn't to be, was it? Because when this little beauty came out, they only went and discontinued the Magic Rock Dark Art Stout. Yeah? Cheers for that, Beer Hawk, or now Perfect Draft. Cheers. Well, have they redeemed themselves? Because they've gone back out to that same brewery and said, look, we do need a stout. Get it on here. So it is Magic Rock that's in there. We're now talking the chocolate orange stout. Yeah. Wasn't an April Fool's. I know they released a, Perfect Draft pulling chocolate out and thought that was funny. I even commented on their post. But no, this is for real. It's a Magic Rock chocolate orange stout. Apparently exclusively brewed for the Perfect Draft. Now, thing is, you can get this in a can, but it is different. It's 6% in a can, and on the Perfect Draft, we're talking 5%, so they've watered it down somewhat. That's a bit of a shame, but then I've heard the sweetness of that can is pretty much as you can take just from one can. So this Perfect Drafters, being a 6-litre keg, maybe they thought we've got to tone it down. How much does it set you back? £38.90 of your finest. So not the cheapest of kegs. But there we go. It's a quality brewery, yeah? And finally, we have got a stout back on the Perfect Draft. Now then, if I do remove the Magic Rock glass that I've got there, you'll see that I've got this set to 7. Yeah, I want to try this at that bit higher temperature to bring out those flavours. I'm hoping that it's not too sweet because, like I say, you got 10.5 pints in there. That could make one struggle a little bit. But if it's not too sweet, hopefully we can get through that okay. Because you may see in front of me here, yeah, I ordered that because I also ordered in this same 3 keg pack, the Camden Pale. So I do want to get onto that and review it as well. But I do want to enjoy this keg. So people, I've got some snicky snacky snoo to be had with it afterwards, suggested by none other than a Rick Unwin. He sent me a picture of said snackage and said, Baldy, you've got to try these. They won't blow your head off, but I reckon they're pretty good. Give them a go. So I will do after I taste this little beauty. Right, we'll do the usual, people. We'll have a look at the keg. We'll do the pour. I'll bring it in, see what you can see. It's a dark number, so not expecting to see too much, but we'll have a look, see what we can see. I'll take it back. I'll zoom back out. Not punch, I don't know what I'm doing there. I'll zoom back out so that you've got me in shot because I'm reviewing it. I'll have a sippy suppy soo. I'll let you know what I think to it. I won't rate it though, because then I'll have some snicky snacky snoo. I'll have that, I'll rate that, I'll rate the Magic Rock Chocolate Orange. I keep wanting to say Dark Arts, but it ain't. I'll rate that. Let's see what we think, people. Let's see what we think. Let's have a look at that keg. So here we go then, people. Yeah, I've kept my camera there so I can just zoom in and out. Don't know why I've not done it before. I've also opened up the door to the PerfectDraft Pro, so I want to get it back loaded in there and making sure it's the right temperature as soon as possible. I'm going to speak quick, yeah? Magic Rock Chocolate Orange Stout, PerfectDraft exclusive. Thought it was, it says it on the keg. Lovely kind of design. I do like the Magic Rock Brewery designing. It's spot on. These swirls, they're lovely. They're circular. What did the triangle say to the circle? There's no point to you. Nice and orange, bit of black, bit of white. It's a lovely design. Let's get it back in. I'll shut that door. Come on, let's get it poured. Okay then, people, so we're on that Magic Rock 7 degrees. That's the auto temp that the older PerfectDraft set to, yeah? So that is the recommended temperature of this keg. Let's do the pour, people. Here we go. Right, gonna need to do, I need to tippy toppy to this little baby. It is the first one out of there, so, and I'm not making excuses. I'm not gonna make an excuse, but that is the first one out of there. So, it does require a tippy toppy too. There's no doubt about it. If that was a Guinness, people on the Guinness community group would be leathering into me because there are some bubs in the head, but not too bad. It is pretty compact. Let's bring it in as it is and have a look at what it looks like. Okay, so there we go then, people. Look at that. Look at her. So kind of a creamy head, yeah? Off-white, definitely. Very dark, as you'd expect. It's a stout, yeah? It's a stout. You're not going to see any bubs in that little baby. You're just not. But look at that head. That ain't bad. Yeah. Starting to go already. To be fair, it weren't, well, I'm not going to say it weren't an awful pour. It's just that's the way it goes with your first pour out of a new keg. You need to wet that pipe. Simple as that. But if I wetted the pipe, I'd wet my whistle. And I didn't want to do that with this one. I want it to be a first reaction when I get stuck in. Right. Let's take it back. Let me give it a tippy toppy too. And I'll have a sup. Well, there we go. Right. I've given it a tippy toppy too. I ain't gonna lie. I have. Now that has got a lovely head now, although it's kind of a concaved reverse dome that's kicking off there. I reckon I could give it a little bit more. Look at that. He's giving it a little bit more. He's got a dome. I mean, just imagine. Imagine. Does he want a flake in it? Does he? Right. I'm going to get a moustache now. Moustache on the first taste. Can you tell that I'm excited about trying a new keg. Can you? Because I am, right. It's been a while, Perfect Drafters, been a while. I thought they'd bring more out this year than what they have. But we have got two. We've got two. Beggars can't be choosers and all that. Right. I really have given that a bit of a dome. Anyway, cheers, Perfect Drafters. Let's give it a sippy suppy soo. I mean, my first reaction isn't or anything like that. I'm not going to go OTT on it. It's an interesting one. It really is interesting. And it's interesting probably because it's a stout on the Perfect Draft. That ticks a box for me. It's not very thick. It's definitely not as kind of thick as the Dark Arts, right? It's a different drink to the Dark Arts. Well, I mean, that's just fact. It is. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely that sweetness there, but not an overpowering sweetness, which is what I expected. So it is different to what I expected. So I've got to go in again. There's just a hint of orange there. You know, if you're thinking kind of Terry's chocolate orange, you're thinking more the dark chocolate orange rather than the milk chocolate orange. The chocolate flavours, yeah, they're there, but again, not too much, not too sweet, which I thought it would be, and it's just not. I think they needed to do that to have it as a keg. Because if that was more overpowering, it was more chocolatey or more orangey than what it actually is, it might have been very nice on that initial kind of, you know, hit. But you don't want 10.5 pints of that. This is more what you want 10.5 pints of. Not in one go. Mind what you're doing. I'm kind of thinking it's a shame, though, that it's not 6% rather than 5%. I think that would have made it that bit better. It's probably a little bit too thin. It could have been a bit more of a mouthfeel, a bit more, yeah, kind of indulgent, if you will. Indulgent. It definitely has got those kind of coffee, chocolate flavours. It's got the kind of burnt orange peel type flavour in there, which it needed. Touch of vanilla as well. They're all there, but not one of them is overpowering the other, which I think is good. Carbonation levels are quite high for a stout, I'd say. It's kind of got some good clingage there. Got some good clingage. The head's kind of, you know, it's going down pretty rapid, but it's, you know, staying there in terms of that kind of layer that's going down the glass. It's nice. It's nice. It's not Dark Arts. That's the part that kind of just niggles at me a bit. You know, I'm pleased. I'm pleased we've got a stout on the Perfect Draft, and I'm happy with it. You know, as a 3-pack, it will be good. If you want a stout, you want a lager, you want a pale ale, something like that, throw it in. You know, if you've got 2 Perfect Drafts as well, if you're fortunate enough to have that, lovely bit of variation by having this and a lager, or this and a pale ale. Lovely variation. It's just not Dark Arts. I'm not going to keep saying it because you know it's not Dark Arts. It's just that I felt that licorice of that was just that bit more distinctive. That bit more indulgent. Indulgent, there it is, that word again. Okay, I'm going to come back to it after a bit of snicky snacky snoo. Right then, people, what have we got here? So, like I said at the start of the video, Rick Unwin. He's part of the old PerfectDraft Kegs tips group. Not sure if he's a moderator on there or something, but anyway. He messaged me and he said, Baldy, you've got to try these crisps. They're from Morrisons. They're jalapeno dirty fries. They're a bit dirty. They're 100%, even though they are a little bit dirty, 100% British, don't you know? British potatoes, ridge cut. Now, Aldi are the king of the rip-offs, aren't they? You know, you got your rip-off Big Macs, you got your rip-off Punk, you know, you got your rip-off stuff like that. They're brilliant at it. Obviously, what Morrisons have done here is ripped off the Max Strong. They haven't said, you know, perfect with beer, but that's the only thing that's basically missing from this, and it's not saying, look, these are Max Strong rip-offs. They're big on flavour, big on crunch. Now, they have got down here, I see, a 2 chili rating, and they say medium. Now, people's chili ratings, take them with a pinch of salt, can't you, really? It's all relative. But one of my favourite crisps is, and I've said it in many reviews, the Max Strong Jalapeno and Cheddar. They're absolutely beautiful. They're a quality crisp, probably top of my pyramid of crisps, if I was to build a pyramid of crisp flavours. So I'm looking forward to these because I think these could be a competitor. I think they were £1.15. Now, often you can get the Max Strongs on offer at around £1. But if they're not on offer, they're £1.99. So standard price, these obviously beat them because these are, I think, what I recall. I only bought them today, but they're £1.15, I think. Any kind of blurbage, not an awful lot, just the fact they're hand-cooked, ridge-cut potato crisps with a spicy jalapeno flavoured seasoning. Apart from that, there's nothing. I suppose that'll do. Big on flavour, big on crunch. I'm looking forward to them. I'll just give them a little tip. It's not like the kind of nuts where you have to give them a good old shake and stuff like that. Well, let's get that nib in there. Got a good stench. Stench? Good smell. Yeah. Now then, what I've got to get into my head, that these are not Max Strong. They're also not cheddar. You know, they're not the jalapeno and cheddar. These are just stating jalapeno. The dirty fries bit is intriguing because, you know, normally if you do have some dirty fries, you've got some jalapenos on top of said chips or fries. I was in our local chipper the other day, Supreme Fish Bar, absolute belter. Blue Van Man, he's done a review of it before, so do look that up. I was in there the other day. This old boy went in there, and he couldn't have been any more than, I don't know, he was probably about 12, 13. That's because I'm getting old. I'm thinking everyone's a lot younger than what they are. He was probably 15, probably something like that. Maybe around 15. It doesn't matter that much, his age. But anyway, he was up to the counter and he goes, can I have a battered sausage and fries? Bloke over behind the counter goes, look, McDonald's is over the road, mate, if you want fries. We serve chips. So it made me giggle a little bit. He just went bright red and then went, I'll have chips. But I mean, fair dues. But these are, I don't know why I went into that. But anyway, these are dirty fries. So not dirty chips, dirty fries. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, so I don't know if there's more potato-iness about them, but looking at them, they look quite orange. Let's bring them out. Difficult with different kind of lighting. I mean, I look a little bit white on the camera screen that I can see, and yet I have a lovely golden tan at the moment. Right, so they're a little bit orange. If I put them next to my very white face, you can see the orangeness of them. Look like they've been on a sunbed, getting a Saint-Tropez tan. Right, let's give them a sniff again. Yeah, they're definitely smelling jalapeno-y. And not cheddar-like because there's no cheddar in them. Let's give them a taste. Ooh. Hello, Tiger. first things first with these. They are big on crunch. There's no doubt about it. They're some of the crunchiest crisps I've had. They're like, I don't know, they're like quadruple fried or something. They have got a proper crunch to them. There's a little kick. I think that's right. I think the medium strength rating of that is about spot on. They're not as strong as the Max Strong Jalapeno and Cheddar. They're a little bit less than that, but the back end of a kick does definitely come in there. It's nice, slaps you around the face a little bit. Thank you. Big on flavour. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. They're nice. They're good. They are like, you know, when you get some nice triple fried chips or something like that, dirty fries, and you've got a nice little topping on, you know, that extra crunch that you get. Bang, it's nice. I did some nice roast potatoes actually on Sunday. I put some celery salt on them and a little sprinkling of flour before putting them in the very hot oil to then cook, and I gave them over an hour. And they were belters, absolute beauties. And these are good. These have that big on crunch, definitely. They're nice, they're crunchy, and that flavour's good. I saw a couple of other flavours. One did strike me. What was it? Right, so I've had a look. The Chinese takeaway salt and pepper style crisps. So they sound good. And then the other one is a gourmet cheeseburger flavour. So I do like the sound of both. I'm gonna get them next to him. What would go well with the Camden Pale out of those two? Out of Chinese takeaway style salt and pepper or gourmet cheeseburger, which one of those flavours will go with a Camden Pale? You tell me and I'll get them. I will, because I'll tell you what, if they're as good as these or half as good as these, I'm an happy boldy. Which almost sounded like a Garibaldi. If a name was Gary, could be a Garibaldi. My name's not Gary. Nice. Rick Unwin, you're right. They're good. Very nice. With a bit of spice. Garibaldi. I did know a Gary, actually. I still know a Gary. He's still around. I was actually at a bar once, just for a change, and speaking to someone else while Gary had gone to relieve himself, just a number one. He went, and he was coming back, and as I was saying that my garage is full of just rubbish. I used a bit of a different word, but I don't swear on this channel. I said, my garage is full of, and he kind of misheard because he was only just coming back into the conversation. He went, what are you saying about me? You saying I'm full of like that? I was like, no, I said it's my garage, not you, not you. I didn't say Gary's full of, I said my garage is full of, yeah. Oh, we did laugh. We did laugh. Right. Let's go back in for this. Like I've said before, after a bit of a snicky snacky snooze, sometimes your sippy suppy soo can taste that bit better. Let's give it a go. Nice. It's good. It's good to have a stout on there. It really is. And perhaps you don't want it too thick. You know, perhaps you don't. It's very drinkable, actually. It's very drinkable for a stout. I mean, it's actually, I think this is it. It's just the opposite to what I was worried about. So that's probably what they've done with them, because they've exclusively, you know, brewed it for this. They've made it more drinkable. They've made it more consumable. Basically, you can have a few pints of it. You know, you won't be like feeling incredibly full because it is that bit thinner. It's not like, you know, you have a pint of Guinness, you have a couple of pints of Guinness and you're feeling full. I think you could have a couple of pints of this and you'll be fine. You'll be all right. It's got a nice kind of burnt, roasted, coffee, chocolate flavour to it. The orange is definitely very subtle, much more subtle than I thought it was going to be. It's nice, it's pleasant, and I'm not fearing getting through 10.5 pints of that. I'm not fearing it at all. I may have a little bit of help from a few friends, but basically, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. My only hesitation with it is, and it's almost unfair to it really, but it is that I did like dark art so much, and it's not that. That's my only hesitation with it, and you know, I shouldn't downgrade it for that, but I've got to compare it to it. It's from the same brewery. I think it's fair enough that I compare it a bit, but I just really like that dark arts. That was my personal opinion on it. Some people that probably are not so keen on a licorice taste might like this more than a dark arts, but I did like that licorice kick, so that dark arts. But the roasty flavour of that is nice. It's nice to have a stout on there. I think if I'd never had any other stouts before, I'd be going, whoa, that's a beauty. But I have, and for that reason, it's good. That's my reaction. Right, what am I going to give it? I'm going to give it a 7. And it's a respectful 7, One definitely to be tried because it's so different on this little beauty here. So, you know, if you're going for a 3 keg pack and it is in stock, it was on the multi-buy. I'm not sure if it's still on the multi-buy, but well worth a go if you are getting a 3 keg pack, definitely. Now, I'm looking forward to the Camden Pale next, but yeah, I'm going to give that a 7. These little beauties, I'm happy with them. The crunch of those is something to be experienced. That's as simple as that. So if nothing else, give them a go because the crunch of those is good, very good. I'm going to give them an 8.5. Very, very respectable score. Jalapeno dirty fries from Morrisons. Good work. Anyway, Perfect Drafters, it's good to be back in the bar. It's good to be back having a sup with you. But what I'm going to say to you is this. Whatever you're doing this weekend, make it an absolute beauty. I hope you have a fantastic Easter. Happy Easter from Baldy Boy, yeah? Have a beauty. Don't overdo the eggs, yeah? Don't overdo them. You don't need to. Anyway, but have a good Easter, yeah? I hope that Easter bunny treats you well. Have a beauty, Perfect Drafters. Have a few beers with a few mates. Have an absolute beauty. Whatever you're doing, make it a good one. Cheers, Perfect Drafters. Until next time, cheers.